Yo guys and dolls, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you're old school, you know what we're about by now. So, in this one, can a Helix replicate a top-end amp head? Let's see whether it can.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
So, in this episode of Patch from Scratch, what we're going to do is going to take the best demonstrations of a Soldano head, IM Slow 100, off the internet, and then I'm going to replicate the exact same presets and settings as the video, see whether it sounds anything like the real amp, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak it to make it sound exactly the same as the real amp. So I don't own £1 million worth of amp heads. I mean, the girls are okay, but we're not emulating Laney tonight. What we're going to be doing is the Soldano. It's the scousest of all amps, the Soldano Slow 100. So I'm going to get a collection of YouTube videos. I'm going to pick my favourite one, or what I think is a Soldano sound, or the cleanest sound I can find, and then I'm going to replicate it. Wish me all of the luck, and let's see how close we can get with the Helix floor to a Soldano Slow 100 head. Right guys and dolls, here we are back at the computer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just build a preset off the picture of what this guy had from Peach Guitars on his actual rig. Now the Soldano has a few different buttons than we've got within the actual Helix, so let's just drop the amp in anyway and see what we get from the get-go with his presets. So we're going into amp and cab, we're going straight down for Soldano lead overdrive, and we're straight in. We have normal and overdrive preamp and normal and overdrive master. That can make a wild difference. Inside the Helix preset, we don't have that. We have a drive, a bass, a mid, a treble, a presence, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm assuming that it's because it's the overdrive setting, so it hasn't got this two preamp things. Also, you've got bright, crunch, and clean. I'm assuming there's an overdrive and a normal for crunch and an overdrive and a normal for overdrive. Now, he's got them pretty much set the same, so let's just copy his preset. So he's got his overdrive at 3.1-ish. 3 and a bit. Let's go for 3.5. Makes more sense. Right, so we've got 3.5 on the gain. He's got his bass at 3.1. Let's drop that. That's quite low actually. He's got his mid at mid, so 5%, like 5. Actually, what do we go up to on this? Yeah, so 5 is halfway. He's got his treble on 6, which we're gonna copy. So 6. Presence we don't have, but he has got his bright on. So I'm assuming that we can kind of bump that presence a little bit. We'll see what happens. Master he has on, I'm assuming that's going to be normal. He's got that on 5. So let's just crank that to 5. Okay. Right, so let's see what he sounded like. Okay, so let's see what I've got now. Okay, so it's definitely not as beefy. Let's have another listen to what he had. And then let's try me again. So we're getting pretty close. Now what he did say that he had in his signal chain was a little bit of a little reverb. So let's throw that reverb in there. It was a hall reverb, he claims, so let's just throw a little hall in there. I'll just use my preset for the hall, so I have a little bit more delay, a little bit more. There you go, and I don't have any pre-delay. Now him. So straight away it feels like he's got a lot more gain. So now we're going to go and just tinker and just come back and listen to what he's doing as we're doing it, right? So I'm going to go to my amp and I'm definitely going to crank up the gain a little bit. So I'm going to take the drive up. Just to get that vibe. He's definitely got a lot more bass in his tone as well, so I'm going to crank the bass up again a bit. He is got mids kind of had a little bit of honk. I can hear there's a little bit of honk, and I don't think he mentioned a chorus pedal, so I'm just going to add a bit more mids. It's definitely bright, but it's not too bright, so I'm going to actually bring the treble down a little bit. I'm going to use the presence as my treble, and that's about it really. So let's see what we get now. Definitely sounded a little bit closer. His riff again. Okay, so that sounds pretty close. Sounds really, really good actually. Now, it's a suspect to me that he's got a little bit of the tone rolled off. So, or is there's a little bit of volume rolled down there. Okay, cool, man. So that's sounding very, very close as far as I'm concerned. So he did mention this tube screamer thing. 1 on the gain, so it's doing something, but then boost the thing. And I tend to kind of leave the thing go, the crunch as standard. So here we have his second riff, which is a little bit heavier. Okay, cool, right, so let's emulate that. So he's got this. That sounds pretty close already, really. Let's hear it one more time. Dagga. So there's a little bit of thunk to that tone. So let's see if we can throw in some thunkability with taking the treble down a little bit, maybe adding a bit more master, maybe. Let's see what that sounds like. And you know what? That's not too far from the truth, that. Let's have a little listen to his again. Ours. I'm going to say is again just a little bit more gain. We'll throw the drive up again. I reckon that's pretty close. So there you go, how to develop a great Soldano sound off an actual Soldano. And we're going to look at some other amps in the future, but let me know what you think. Is that close enough? Give me an idea in the comment section below how we could get it even closer, if indeed that's what's happening. I'm going to take the drive down. I'm going to take it down to kind of like 2.8. And I'm just going to see what that sounds like with that now. Either way with the drive, guys. Anyway, so that is a patch from scratch, taking a Soldano from the Helix and trying to make it sound like a genuine bona fide Soldano. There you go. See you in the next one, guys.